If you're looking for a dog trainer, it can definitely feel like a huge task. So, we're going to walk through a simple guide to finding a great one right here in Sarasota. That way, you and your pup can get out there and really enjoy our city.
I mean, Sarasota is just one of those places that's so much better with a dog. Think about it. Walks on the beach, hanging out at a park, grabbing a coffee at an outdoor cafe. Good training is what makes all of that stuff fun and relaxing for both of you.
You know, having that solid training foundation really is the key to all of it. It's what turns a stressful walk where you're just getting dragged down the sidewalk into a really nice stroll where you can both just enjoy being out.
So what do you picture yourself doing? Is it having those calm, peaceful walks at Lido Key? Or maybe just being able to browse the downtown farmers market without your dog trying to say hello to absolutely everyone? These are the kinds of real-life goals that training helps you reach.
Okay, so let's get down to it. The very first step, before you even start Googling trainers, is to figure out what kind of help you actually need. So ask yourself this: what are the top 1 or 2 things you really want to work on? If you can be specific right from the get-go, it's going to be so much easier to find a trainer who's a perfect match.
For example, maybe you've got a brand new puppy and just need help with the basics like house training. Or maybe your dog is great, except for that leash pulling that's ruining your walks. Or maybe it's something more serious, like anxiety when you leave. Just zeroing in on the problem is a huge first step.
Next up, you need to think about what kind of training is actually going to fit into your life. You know, your schedule, your budget, and what works for your dog's personality. The format really does matter.
Group classes, they're fantastic for practicing good manners around other dogs and people. In-home private lessons are perfect for things that happen right in your house, like barking at the doorbell. Day training is a great option if you're busy, and a board and train is a really immersive choice for bigger challenges.
So once you know what you need and the format you want, it's time for step 2, actually finding a qualified professional who's the right fit.
Okay, one of the most important things to look for is a trainer who uses positive reinforcement. It's a modern, science-backed method that's all about rewarding the behaviors you want to see. It's just a really effective way to build a strong, trusting bond with your dog. Here's something you should know. Florida doesn't have a special license for dog trainers. That's why professional certifications are so helpful. They're a really good way to see how much knowledge a trainer has and how committed they are to their education.
I know, all these letters can look like a confusing alphabet soup, but they tell you a lot. For example, a CPDTK means that trainer passed a big exam on how animals learn. And if you're dealing with something more complex, like serious fear or aggression, you'd want to look for letters like IABC-CBCC or CBCC-KA. That signals a much higher level of expertise.
Okay, so you've narrowed it down to a few trainers that look pretty good. Step 3 is that first phone call or email, and it's really helpful to know exactly what you should be asking.
Think of this as your little interview checklist. You want to ask about their methods, double-check their credentials, and see how they'd help you with your specific Sarasota lifestyle goals. And for sure, ask how you'll track progress and what you'll need to practice on your own.
And of course, we have to talk about the budget. It's a big part of the decision. So let's take a look at what you can generally expect to pay for professional dog training here in Sarasota.
For group classes, which usually run about 4 to 6 weeks, you're looking at one of the more affordable options for getting started. The total cost for a full course will probably be somewhere between $175 and $300.
Now, for private lessons, you're usually paying per session. That'll typically be in the range of $125 to $200. It costs more per session, sure, but you're getting advice that's completely tailored to you and your dog.
And for the most intensive training, a board and train program, that's where your dog actually lives with the trainer, the cost is going to reflect that round-the-clock care. It's a big investment, no doubt, and it's usually for working on some pretty serious behavioral goals.
And finally, step 4, knowing the local rules of the road. Being a great dog owner in our community also means knowing the do's and don'ts of being out and about.
This is a big one. You've got to know our leash rules. So if you're on a downtown sidewalk, the Legacy Trail, or in a state park, your dog needs to be on a leash, and it can't be longer than 6 feet. But for some off-leash freedom, we've got awesome spots like the Brohard Paw Park and Beach.
And here are just a few other quick reminders. You will need a Sarasota County pet license for your dog, and you have to have a current rabies vaccine. That's state law. Also, it's good to know that a dog that's barking constantly can actually be considered a nuisance, which is just another great reason why training is so helpful. Taking the time to find the right trainer and then putting in that practice, it all leads to a much more peaceful, enjoyable life with your dog here in Sarasota.
It's what gets you those calm walks downtown and those relaxing trips to the park. It's all about having a happy home. Good luck on your training journey.